In addition to our annual Brotherhood Retreat, we also do lots of other innovative programming. I've only highlighted 4 here, but there are a lot more. These are some of my favorites, so I'll just talk briefly about them. Last year, we held what's called the Kappa Iron Chef Cook-Off, and for those that don't know, on Food Network, there's a program called Iron Chef, and basically, they're chefs that compete to cook a dish with the same ingredients, and then they're judged on taste and how it looks, and a bunch of other metrics. But we try to emulate that, and what we did was, one day on campus, we had brothers broken into teams, and they made a Mexican dish that the brothers and then other members of campus were able to try and grade. So that was a lot of fun because it fueled our competitive side, and as a fraternity, we're very competitive, and that's just something that we enjoyed a lot. In addition to that, another competitive thing that we did was a raft building competition, and this was held the day after Alumni Day last year, instead of chapter meeting, our traditional chapter meeting on Sundays. And we had a lot of fun. The picture on the bottom left is of brothers constructing a raft, and we were given a bunch of odds and end materials. We were given a pallet to start with, and we had to essentially make it float and across the lake to retrieve a flag and then come back. And the team that did that with getting the least wet was declared the winner. So that was a lot of fun. Some teams were less fortunate than others. I think Chad Mondor ended up swimming most of the way. So it was a lot of fun, but again, that kind of fueled our competitive side in the fraternity. Additionally, this year, we held a Brotherhood canoe trip on the Saco River in New Hampshire and Maine. And it was over Labor Day weekend, so we took the long weekend, and we went up to New Hampshire, and we canoed, I think it was 26 miles over 2 days. We camped out overnight. We just had a lot of fun, and that's the photo in the bottom middle right there, which was a great time. It was just an outdoors overnight trip, which we really had never done before in recent years. And then lastly, something that I enjoy a lot is our graduating senior pig roast. We do this annually to celebrate the seniors that are graduating and going off into either industry or future education. And in the past, we've held it at the chapter house. Last year, we held it at a third-party location where, the name says it all. We have a pig roast. We just celebrate and have a lot of fun with the seniors. And it's a great time. And that's the picture on the bottom right. And so now I'm going to talk about the last aspect of Brotherhood, and that's the alumni aspect. And this photo here is from Alumni Day in the spring, where we had alumni interview, or mock interview, undergraduates and critique them on their interviews. So for recent graduates, we've had some very successful recent grads, and they've gone either into industry or further education. And I'll just highlight some companies that we have recent graduates working for, which are ExxonMobil, General Electric, Johnson & Johnson, and Goldman Sachs. So those are just some companies, but we've been very successful as undergraduates, and now some of the recent graduates are working for great companies and doing real great in the community. For those that didn't go into industry, we had recent grads that went into further education, getting the master's degree, PhD, MBA, going to medical school or dentistry school as well. And so, again, for those that didn't go into industry, they're still very successful, getting further education. And then lastly, for those that did go into industry and education, some still do serve on our alumni board, which is called the Aquinas Association. And in fact, 3 out of the 4 executive positions, including vice president, treasurer, and secretary, are held by recent graduates from 2007 onward. So that's great because we're giving back to the alumni board right out of school, and that's a great thing. And additionally, we have advisors that are recent graduates that serve to help our undergraduate communities function and program and that sort of stuff as well. Now to talk briefly about the Kappa campaign. As recent graduates, we're invested in the Kappa campaign. We understand that the money that has been raised is not just for us. It's for the future of Phi Kappa Theta. So we're very invested in that. We've had individuals involved on the campaign committee itself, so reaching out and securing pledges from other brothers. Additionally, approximately $40,000 have been donated from the recent graduates from 2007 to current, which is impressive, especially for a lot of us that are still in school that committed large pledges over the span of 5 years. It just shows our interest and our investment in the campaign itself. And then as of today, I don't know if Sean's here, we have a 100% donation rate from our current undergraduate brothers as well. And that's something that we're obviously very proud of. We're very invested in the future of Phi Kappa Theta. And then the graph on the bottom is from PKT alums. It just shows you that we've exceeded our goal of $400,000. I think we're currently around $425,000, which is great in itself as well. And now just to talk about some events that we do to get off the topic of recent alums. We hold 4 large-scale events for alumni each year. And homecoming is huge at WPI, but we also have a table usually on the quad every year. We have an open house where we greet and welcome alumni to the house. Additionally, Lambda Advisory Board is traditionally held in the fall, and the 75th has taken its place this year. But that's like Alumni Day in that we have alumni come back and kind of give us feedback on what we're doing and our vision moving forward. And then finally, Reunion Weekend, again, is a large WPI event, but we have an open house during that time as well where we interact and present to alumni as well. The other 2 things I'd like to note, one, I saw Walt blank out earlier, but we've had the opportunity to go to the Mashpee Muster for the past 2 years, and it's been a great experience. And what the Mashpee Muster is, for those that don't know, is an annual reunion essentially for class years in the 60s. They meet at the Lake House every September in Cape Cod. And it's a great event, and we, as I said, we've had the opportunity to, for the past 2 years, attend that event as undergraduates, and it's been great to interact with alumni, and we've had a lot of fun. And out of that, Nick Pelletier, we've tried to emulate that for the recent graduates, and it's called the Westminster Watering Hole. The first annual watering hole event was last year. It was a lot of fun, and that just goes to show that we really do, we are invested in alumni. We want to emulate brotherhood in its truest sense and what happens at the Mashpee Muster. So those are just 2 events that I'd like to highlight. And then additionally, from our recruitment and from our membership development and alumni events, we've had great success as a chapter, both on the WPI level locally and from Phi Kappa Theta National. This is a picture of us this summer at the Phi Kappa Theta Leadership Conference, and where we won the Founders Cup, which is the highest award that our national gives out. And that's the national president on the right there. So on the local level, last year, for 2009, we received Chapter of the Year from WPI. And in particular, we won Leadership Development, Alumni Programming, Membership Development, and Academic Support awards at WPI, which we're very proud of. But in addition, we've also had individual recognition as well as group recognition. So I'll point Chad out again because he's sitting right in front of me. Chad won Chapter President of the Year last year. So as a group, we've had success, but as individuals, we've also had success at WPI and national. So now talking about Phi Kappa Theta National, 2008 to 2009, for the first time since the 1980s, we won the Founders Cup, which, as I said, is the highest award our national fraternity gives to a Phi Kappa Theta chapter. And it's awarded for overall excellence in living the mission of Phi Kappa Theta. In particular, we won intellectual, fraternal, and spiritual development awards. We placed first in those. And then this past year, I showed you the picture earlier, and there's another one on the bottom right there. We won the Founders Cup again. So 2 consecutive years. With that Founders Cup, we actually are, as Massachusetts Lambda chapter of Phi Kappa Theta, we've won the most Founders Cup awards in the history of Phi Kappa Theta. So that's something also to be very proud of. And then just to highlight, we did very well in intellectual, fraternal, and social development, and we also did well in alumni engagement as well. So now I'll open it up to anyone who has questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I think we have time for that, right? If there are none, Nick.
Well, I think we talked a lot about our successes. What do you think some of our challenges are that we recognize graduate presidency going into the next 5 years?
It's a great question.
I was in your place before.
Yeah. So Nick brings up a good point in that we've had success as a chapter in recent years, but we want to continue innovation because we don't want to, as Bill would say, the top is a slippery slope. So we understand that we need to continue to improve, or else our success as a chapter can be in jeopardy. So specific areas that we could definitely focus on in the future moving forward is our philanthropic activities. As I said, we do our annual Brotherhood Retreat, and in the past we've been very involved in Relay for Life. I think actually started that here at WPI, but that's one area, especially I think we could improve in terms of community service and philanthropy, giving back in general to the community. So that's one I highlight. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much. I think that's it. So.